True horror story, The Man in the Attic. Part 1, A New Beginning. Lisa, a 26-year-old woman, had just moved into a small rental house in Oregon. It was an old house built in the early 1900s, but it had charm. The landlord gave her a great deal on the rent, saying the last tenant had moved out suddenly. Lisa didn't mind. She loved vintage houses. Everything seemed fine for the first few nights, but soon strange things started happening. At night, she would hear faint scratching sounds from the attic. At first, she assumed it was just rats or birds. But then, she noticed something odd. Whenever she turned off the lights and lay in bed, the scratching would stop, only to resume the moment she turned the lights back on. Part 2, The Midnight Sounds. One night, Lisa woke up to a soft thud coming from the ceiling. It was different from the usual scratches. She sat up in bed, heart pounding. Then she heard it, a slow, deliberate dragging sound, like something heavy being pulled across the attic floor. She froze. The house was old, but that didn't explain the way the noise seemed too intentional. Trying to stay calm, she grabbed her phone and texted her best friend, Mark. "Hey, I think there's something in my attic. It doesn't sound like an animal. Should I check?" Mark replied almost instantly, "No! Stay in your room. Call the cops." Lisa hesitated. Was she just overreacting? Part 3, The Unthinkable. Summoning her courage, she tiptoed toward the attic door in the hallway. Slowly, she reached up, grabbed the pull-down string, and opened the hatch. A ladder unfolded in front of her. As she took her first step up, her phone buzzed. Mark again. "Lisa, I Googled your address. The last tenant didn't just leave. He went missing. No trace." Lisa felt her breath catch. She turned her phone's flashlight on and pointed it into the attic. At first, she saw nothing but dust and old boxes. But then, in the far corner, something moved. A tall, thin man was crouched there, his face gaunt and pale, his eyes wide with shock, as if he hadn't expected to be found. Lisa screamed and fell backward, landing hard on the floor. The man lunged toward her, but she scrambled to her feet and slammed the attic hatch shut, locking it. She ran outside and called 911. Part 4, The Truth Revealed. When the police arrived and searched the attic, they made a horrifying discovery. The man had been living there for months. There was a small sleeping area with a thin mattress, food wrappers, and a notebook filled with Lisa's daily activities. He had been watching her through the attic vents, writing down every little thing she did. But the most disturbing part? The police found a trap door leading from the attic directly into Lisa's bedroom closet. If she hadn't checked the attic that night, he might have come down when she was asleep. Lisa moved out the next day. The house was put back on the market. And just like before, the next tenant was never told about what happened. Who knows if the man in the attic ever truly left? Want more horror stories? If you like this, I can give you more terrifying true horror stories for your videos. Let me know what type you prefer. Paranormal, stalker, urban legends, or unsolved mysteries? Boo-boo.